what's going on, guys? Getting everybody in here right now. Appreciate it. What is going on? Got a good show for you guys. We're going to talk about the Titan trifecta today. Let me turn the volume on this bad boy. What's going on, everybody joining in? All right. We officially live, I think, everywhere. Good, Brian? All right. What's up, guys? Welcome to Titan Talk Tuesday with me, John, CEO of Titan Medical Center. I appreciate all you guys joining in. Got a great show for you guys. And, of course, Q&A for you guys. So any questions you guys have, we'll answer them right here on the live. We'll go over them together so we can be on the same page and we can share this great information with everybody across the world or country, wherever you guys are at. So let's get into it. If you guys got any questions about what we do here at Titan Medical Center, from hormone replacement therapy, medical weight loss, vitamin amino acid injectable therapies, rejuvenation detox, libido enhancers, peptides, blood work, we got you covered. Nationwide service all the way across the board. What's going on, Kaji Gus? How you doing? Robert, how you doing? Ty, Dogs, what's up? Andre, and Varda, Marco, Vasil, what's going on? Blowy Danny, what's going on? Hey, OC, what's going on to everybody out there? All right, so I've got one question to start off on TikTok. It says, is MK and Tess a good cycle? So, MK677, yes, is really, really good as far as stimulating IGF-1 numbers, those growth hormone numbers. And as far as IGF-1 numbers, if you have that raised, that's going to create an anti-aging effect. Recovery is going to be better. Sleep patterns should be better. Also with MK, strength should be better. With this, it's going to stimulate the ghrelin, the hunger hormone. So you guys got to remember, if you are going to take MK677, you need to make sure you have a planned attack. And what do I mean by that is that, you know, if you're going to take it, it's going to make you really, really hungry. So you got to prepare for this. You don't want to go into it taking it and then going to the house and like, oh, I'm super hungry and I have planned of what I'm going to eat here. And I'm just going to eat every little junk food that I have in the house. Whether you have kids in the house, a roommate, or you just have it yourself, you're going to want to go after it as much as possible. And I don't care if you've ate a whole buffet beforehand. You're going to want to dive into whatever you can possibly get your hands on to eat. So at that point, you know, that's going to be one that it's going to be good to put on mass, right? If you're not looking to get really hungry but want to stimulate growth hormone levels, there's other options out there like CJC 1295 with ipamorelin, tesamorelin, semarelin, and so on. So MK is a good one. Now, testosterone. Testosterone is not really, I wouldn't even do it as a cycle per se, right? If you start it, you know, you should want it or you should need it. So if your levels are low, you know, you're going to replace with testosterone. And this is something you don't want to cycle. This is something you want to stay on. If you are cycling, this is going to go on and off, and you're going to have to get your production back, kick back on, and so on. Because if you take testosterone, whether it's an oral form, a sublingual form, a gel, a cream, deodorant they have on, injection, patches, this will all affect the exact same way as far as your body recognizing you getting it from an outside source and inducting it inside the body and shutting down your natural production. So at that point, you want to look at, if you're going to take testosterone and you need testosterone, you're probably going to want to stay on testosterone, and you want to do that right too as well, as far as making sure that, you know, you have ab-back therapy as far as your gonadal support, making sure your testes don't shrink, your semen production doesn't lower, and you don't want to shut down your natural production all the way through and through. So that's with the gonadal support. An aromatase inhibitor, so AI. So this is an estrogen blocker, right? You want to make sure, because when you take testosterone, you're going to convert into different hormones. And one is going to be estrogen, and specifically estradiol as males we want to look after, and DHT, dihydrotestosterone. And if you're predisposed to male pattern baldness on either side of your family, then this can put you at a higher risk to start that shedding or balding quicker and faster. So this is something you definitely want to look at across the board, all right? Okay, all right. So let me answer the next one. So I hope that answered your question on TikTok. Let's talk about, we have one more on here from Instagram, Oscar Rubino. What would be a proper dose of BPC 157 in a pill form? So when you're looking at this in a pill form or an oral form, 500 micrograms would be good. 250 micrograms is right around where a lot of people do is 250. 500 is an optimal dose. So at that point, those would be the two doses I would work around. 250 micrograms usually works very, very well. So at that point, if you're having oral or you're thinking about getting oral BPC 157, that's probably going to work the best. Now, the only thing about this is if you're taking a sublingual is one thing. But if you're taking it orally, it's going right into the gastro tract and going around the stomach. Now, BPC works more site-directed or more directed to where the injury is at. So if your injury is on your elbow, taking it orally might not work that well because it doesn't work systematically. It's not like TB500. TB500 is going to work systematically throughout the body. BPC 157 is more site-directed. That's why the injection usually works a lot better for patients. Unless they have some sort of stomach issue, Crohn's disease, ulcers, things of that sort. Then at that point, the oral form would work probably very well. Now, we do offer a sublingual version of this. So at that point, it might work a little bit. But I'm just telling you guys, if it was up to me, I would do the site injection. It's a little insulin needle, and you can do it pretty much anywhere you really need to do. All right, so let me ask the next one. Kaji, it's good to hear you too. John Robbins, do you all do any peptides? We do all the peptides. BPC 157, TB 500, CJC 1295, ipamorelin, PT 141, semaglutide, tirzepatide, Epitalon, MK677, AOD 9604. We've got you covered through all the peptides from the pharmacy for human use, not for research chemicals, and on the bottle, not saying not for human use. If you guys are taking of that, it's garbage. I would steer away from that. I know the price point's like $25 for a vial, but you get what you pay for. Trust me on that. All right. Next one on here. Brother, I'm 29, 5'8", 145 pounds, trying to be 185. What's good? So MK677 in this case would probably be really good because you're going to need to start eating more calories, right? And increasing growth hormone levels, increasing recovery. You train hard, you being able to eat more. This will increase size and mass and strength. So at that point, MK677 would probably be the best bet for you. At 29 years old, you're reaching that level of maybe you should get a blood test, check levels, see where testosterone's at, if you're a hard gainer, if there's issues with like that, or if you have any other symptoms, right? If you may be having foggy thinking, you're not putting on the weight you want to, but you're training, eating a lot, sleep's not that good, it just is something you want to look at, especially 29. You're approaching that 30-year-old mark, and at that point, you definitely want to test testosterone levels and see where everything lies. But if you've tested those levels and everything looks good, then at that point, I would probably go with MK677, with probably working the best bang for the buck wise of you be able to get these calories in, get the strength up, get the IGF-1 levels up, and ready to rock and roll across the board. What else we got here? All right, John Robbins, touch on how I get started with you. Very simple and very easy to get started with us. If it's for peptides or anything outside hormones, all you have to do is fill out the new patient paperwork. You can do that right on TitanMedicalCenter.com. You can go to our link tree in our bio of our Instagram, and at that point, it'll take you right to the new patient paperwork. You fill out the new patient paperwork. Once it's filled out, it will be automatically submitted to us, and a staff member is going to reach out to you and get you scheduled for your consultation. You'll do your medical consult with the medical provider, and at that point, you're good to go to order everything except for hormones or IGF-1. If you're looking at going down the hormonal route, right, you think your testosterone levels are low, you want to possibly go on one of these programs, then the first step would be contact us, call or text 727-389-3220, and a staff member will set you up for your blood test. They say, I want to get set up with a blood test. They'll set you up. They'll get your demographics. They'll collect payment. They'll send you over your slip. And all you have to do is take that slip to the lab with your ID. They're going to draw your labs automatically. We'll get the results in 3 to 4 business days. And then at that point, once we get your results, the staff member is going to call you, medical staff member, and she'll get you set up for your consultation with the medical provider. The medical provider will go through all your family history, health history, your symptoms, and your goals, and personalize a regimen for you that's going to get you the best results that you're looking for, right? So at that point, that's going to be the best bet and how to get a hold of us and how to get started with us. And if you're with another provider and you're doing hormone replacement therapy or whatever it is, it's real simply to transfer over to us. So at that point, you don't have to quit your testosterone if you're prescribed legal testosterone from a provider coming from a real U.S. licensed pharmacy. Real simple and real easy to transfer over. And if you are getting your hormone replacement or testosterone and you're good with that and you want to try some of our other therapies, you do not need to be on testosterone to try any of our other therapies. It's real simple and real easy to do. Our staff members will walk you through the process very simply. All you have to do is call or text 727-389-3220. All right, so what else we got here? All right. Scott G said, hey, bro, just watched you on Michael Hearn. That's awesome. Me and Mike always get on Titan Talks, too, earlier in the day before I do mine solo. And we always go over a lot of great information that I don't get to share on here all the time. So it's really cool. So if you guys get to watch it, check it out. Scott also said, finally got my blood work done. Just received my results. Good fats are needed, LOL. Okay, so he must be talking about his cholesterol levels. And, when you talk about cholesterol levels, you have good cholesterols and bad cholesterols. And at that point, if you need to get better cholesterol as far as your good cholesterol, then at that point, you might need to get some good fats in there, like avocados, right? That's the biggest one that comes to my head right off the bat. Kaji Gus said, what peptides get you the best results with TRT? Well, it really depends on you, Kaji, right? Because what is the ultimate goal that you're really trying to achieve? Some people want to put on more lean mass, right? And that could be like MK, or some people want to lose weight. That could be with AOD, that could be with semaglutide, tirzepatide, all these great things. If I had to pick one that's right off the bat that's really, really good, that's been a game changer that just came out, testosterone has been, where it will raise growth hormone levels naturally and it will get rid of belly fat at the same point. But if the price point is a little bit out of your budget, then at that point, there's other things that you can work with, like CJC 1295 with ipamorelin. Like I said, it's totally up to you as far as what the goal is, and that's what I would pair the peptides with. Because, listen, if you're not trying to lose weight and you're just trying to gain, then MK might be a good one to go along with your HRT, TRT. So at that point, we're really getting to do it. For over 40, I'm more of like a CJC 1295 or a testosterone kind of guy as far as that goes. Now, testosterone is going to be the top shelf as far as that goes with GHRH peptide and getting really belly or targeting belly fat at the same point. That's going to be probably the best one you're going to go with. All right, what else we got here? I love the questions. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. What would be the best way to approach to starting RAD 140? Honestly, I don't know if I would do RAD 140. But if you're going to approach it, I guess, have a good baseline as far as your hormones go. Make sure that's all dialed in. Make sure you've got everything in line as far as what you're doing. You've got a good nutrition plan. You've got a good exercise activity plan. You're going to have sleep. That's going to be a big one there. And you're going to be drinking plenty of water, too, as well. That's what I would do if I was getting ready to take this. Other than that, maybe glutathione for liver functions. Make sure all that is going to be in check. Other than that, I think you'd be good. Kaji, you're welcome, man. Please, guys, come with the questions. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Rocky Luciano on here. So Rocky was in here. And so I met Rocky at a business and that he was working at. And at that point, really, really cool guy. I appreciate all the love. And at that point, want to help him too. So I know he came in for an appointment today. I know he said some of the things were out of price point. I want to help wherever I possibly can. So I definitely want to get with you, Rocky, as far as that goes. Maybe I can help you out with a therapy and maybe get you going there. All right? What else we got here? Yes, avocado. So that would probably be the best one for sure, 100%. Next question. Is getting blood work the first everyone should do after 30 or should it be done for everyone? I really believe everyone. Definitely after 30, 100%. If you're under 30 in your 20s, if you're not really symptomatic in any lines, then maybe not. But at that point, at 30, for sure, 100%, 1,000,000% across the board, I would definitely do blood work just to see where everything's at because you really don't know. And this doesn't just talk about testosterone levels, right? We're talking about like PSA as a guy, prostate specific antigen test, and at that point, that will see where your prostate's at. If it's enlarged, there's an issue there, and you might want to go get that checked out. Also, talking about comprehensive metabolic panel, looking at liver, kidneys, electrolytes. If your liver's off or kidneys off, we definitely want to look at that and get things fixed and see where the root of the problem is, right? Complete blood cell count, white blood cell count, red blood cell count, hemoglobin, hematocrit. These are definitely things that you want to look at. White blood cell count tells a whole bunch about what's going on in the body. If there's infection, non-infection, red blood cell count could be high. I mean, you want to definitely look at that. After that, thyroid, a TSH, T3, T4. So thyroids are huge, right? And that's a hormone too in itself. And a lot of people don't really look at thyroids, but thyroids control a lot in the body and can do a lot of damage if they're out of whack. If they're too high or too low, you could be gaining or holding on to weight or not being able to gain weight at all. So at that point, this is something you really want to look at. Losing hair. I mean, there's a number of different things thyroids regulate within inside the body. And then, of course, we want to look at testosterone levels, free and total. We want to look at estradiol levels, or for females, total estrogens too as well. Progesterone, that's another big one for guys and girls. Remember, guys, we're looking at all these different hormones because guys and girls have all these different hormones, just at different levels inside the body. So they all need to be within harmonic balance. Something doesn't need to be overdone than the other one. If you overdo one and not the other one, you're going to cause problems and friction inside the body too as well. So that's something you don't really want to do. What do we got here? Tried semaglutide, but the lower doses didn't do much for cravings. With increased doses, it's very pricey. Any suggestions? So Revolution, I would go with tirzepatide. Tirzepatide you could probably do, and you could probably do it a little bit higher dose. You'll get a little bit more bang for the buck as far as that goes, and it should relieve that hunger cravings that you're getting. That's the main thing those things do. The difference between semaglutide and tirzepatide is semaglutide is a GLP-1, that's the active ingredient, glucagon-like peptide 1. And then you have tirzepatide, which has the GLP-1 and has GIP. These are two different active things creating the extent of not having the hunger and creating the weight loss effect and slowing digestion down too as well. That's how it really works. So please let me know if that might sound good to you. I mean, you can even add something on top of one of these. Even if you were to do like semaglutide at a lower dose, you could possibly take ECA Stack Plus, ephedrine, caffeine, aspirin, B12, and chromium, and at that point pair those together. And that should help get past some of these hunger cravings too as well. But tirzepatide would be the way to go if the semaglutide is not working at the lower doses, and you don't want to go to the higher package automatically. I understand that. Trust me. Kaji Gus said, is it true Michael Hearn's going to fight Rampage Jackson in an MMA fight? I doubt it. I really doubt it. I think that was an April Fool's he was doing. Mike did a couple good April Fool's Day jokes yesterday on people, and some people thought they were real, obviously. So I don't think he's going to be fighting Rampage anytime soon. But you never know, and if he does, that'll be a hell of a fight. Seth Jordan, what's going on, brother? Hope all is well. And what else we got here? Diddy did it. Oh, well, we got the Diddy comments. Diddy did it. Now, if you guys are caught up in the new things that are going on in the world, current event-wise, then we all know that P. Diddy is on the hot seat right now for a whole bunch of different things, and his houses got raided in New York, Miami, and Florida. Wait, I already said that. Miami is in Florida. Miami, New York, and L.A., excuse me. So at that point, it's going to be crazy. This is actually Mike right now. Hold on one second. Hey, brother, I'm going to have to call you right after. I had to go on my live. So everybody's seeing you on live. Everybody wants to know, is Michael Hearn fighting Rampage in an MMA fight?
Well, people are going to have to tune in.
You heard it. Directly from the source right here, live, doing cardio no less.
Happening June 21st in Japan.
Uh-oh. Watch out.
Is it Beijing? Tokyo, Japan, June 21st. Rampage.
Godzilla's coming.
Bye, bud.
All right, I'll talk to you after this. Later. All right. So you got it. First-hand news, right? Yeah, I think Mike fighting Drew would be a funny match, too, as well. It would just be funny altogether. Maybe I can get these guys, like, big pillow boxing gloves. A fun fact about Michael Hearn you guys don't know is this guy's in the Martial Arts Hall of Fame, so he's not just big and brawn. He can actually move and tussle with the body that he has, which is awesome at 56 years old. Got to give it up to Michael Hearn for that. So, going to be definitely funny for sure. All right, so when you guys are bringing these questions, let's talk about the therapy of the week while we're on here. Therapy of the week this week consists of 3 different therapies. You're like, John, how does that even work? We're talking about therapy of the week. How are we talking about 3? Well, their Titan Trifecta package, which saves you guys a good amount of money, involves 3 different of our awesome therapies. And each one of these therapies will get you great results on its own. But combining these different 3 therapies will help you get more expedited results and a lot different results to go along with it. So let's talk about the first one. The first one is Hercules Potion. And Hercules Potion is a favorite amongst most of the patients that come to the Titan Medical Center. It's good because there's no stimulants in it, so it's good for somebody that might have heart issues, or it doesn't have any hormones. So it's not going to affect the hormone levels. But what it's going to do is going to give you a lot of great different benefits. And when we talk about these benefits, let's talk about the list of things that are in it. Glutamine, great for recovery. It's in every over-the-counter supplement you can get that helps repair and recover the body. So when you're working out, a lot of people, man, I need to get my glutamine in. Glutamine's in it. So you get injectable glutamine along with arginine, L-citrulline. So these are both precursors to nitric oxide. These are going to create more blood flow, vasodilation, great pumps, long-lasting pumps that stay. Then we talk about ornithine. Ornithine is an anti-fatigue amino acid. So at that point, taking this is going to let you do more physical activity for a long extended period of time. Whether that's running a marathon, working out in the gym, boxing, you're playing baseball, basketball, any of these different things. It's going to help you do more better as far as performance and longer lasting. So let's just talk about the gym and talk about lifting weights. We want to get bigger. We want to get more lean mass. Well, we know that we need to progressively load more. So whether we're lifting more weight or we're lifting and doing more reps or sets, this is going to help. And this should help you do more, which in the end should give you a better result. And then with the arginine and L-citrulline, you're going to get a way better pump. And then glutamine is going to help repair faster. And that's where you get more muscle, right? You don't get it the day you work out. You get it after your body recovers and repairs those muscle fibers that got torn down into bigger and better ones. After that, what do we have? So we had glutamine, we have ornithine, we have lysine. So lysine is good for the immune system. Great for the immune system, great for immune function. So when we talk about lysine, we want to talk about building and fortifying the immune system. Now, when we work out or we do any strenuous activity or training or anything like that, we are putting some pressure, right, on the immune system. So it is getting a little bit more broken down per se. So we want to make sure that we give everything we possibly can to build up the immune system. And that's where lysine comes into play. Proline. Proline is a collagen-based amino acid. So lubricating the joint areas like shoulders, elbows, right, knees. A lot of people, especially as you get older, you're going to have problems in some of these areas possibly. So at that point, you want to give everything you possibly can to the body to give it the best possible environment to give you the best work it can get out of it. Then we talk about, we talked about proline. Let's talk about NAC. NAC's in it. N-acetylcysteine. So this is going to be great for liver functions. And you want your liver to properly be working or optimally so you can process fats faster through there. Wow, that's a mouthful. And then you want to work optimally. So at that point, if it's a fatty liver, and it's because of your diet per se or something like that, or acetaminophen, or you're taking a lot of alcohol, this can help combat some of those things. Then we talk about L-carnitine. So L-carnitine is all throughout a lot of different supplementation, and it's in most of our different blends. Why? Because it helps a ton in a lot of different areas. We're talking about blood flow, building muscle, nervous system, and such. So when we talk about Hercules Potion, 9 different ingredients, that's just one of the therapies that's in that Titan Trifecta. The second one, ECA Stack Plus, real ephedrine HCl, caffeine, aspirin, B12, and chromium. So ephedrine, real ephedrine HCl, is going to be great for fat burning. It's going to be great for energy. It's going to give a good euphoric effect too and mental clarity. And caffeine is going to give you a boost along with it. They work synergistically together, and that will help you get through your workouts, get through your day, and feel amazing doing it. I take one of these in the morning. I don't take any pre-workouts, no energy drinks, no nothing the whole day. One pill gets me through the whole day. And my days are like 10, 11, 12 hours. So at that point, if it's getting me through, you guys are going to love it. And we have different doses for different people. So some people are more sensitive to stimulants, and they can't take, big amounts of caffeine, or they can't take ephedrine or caffeine. So at that point, we lower the doses in some of these different things. Now, even at the high dose for ECA Stack Plus, you're only talking about 200 milligrams of caffeine. The body can take up to 400 milligrams of caffeine daily, okay. Anything over that, you're overstimulating the body, and this can start causing problems in the long run. And you can get, you get to feel like it's a crutch that you have to take more caffeine and more caffeine and more caffeine to get the exact same feeling. With this, you do not need any of that. And then we talk about aspirin. So aspirin's in there just to basically make sure there's no heart palpitations and everything's flowing freely. Now, there are some people out there that are allergic to aspirin. This is something that we can take out of your therapy so you have no problems with it. Chromium and B12. These are things that we've added on to make the ECA stack even better. Both these things are going to aid in weight loss and boosting the metabolism. So more energy, more fat burning, the more better it is for you. After that, we have one third therapy to complete the Titan Trifecta package, and that is Titan Complete. And that's injectable MIC, methionine, and acetylcholine, B-complex, B12, branched-chain amino acids, and L-carnitine. So, as far as B-complex, this is good for the immune system. It's good for hair, skin, nails, nervous system, energy. And we have MIC, which is also good for helping the liver process things and fats faster. And you have L-carnitine in there too as well, like we talked about the benefits. Just because it's in Hercules Potion doesn't mean you can't get a bigger dose. Some people take up to 500 milligrams of injectable L-carnitine per day. You won't reach that number with both of these, but you'll have a higher dose of it. Branched-chain amino acids. So there's only 3 branched-chain amino acids, and these branched-chain amino acids are great for a whole bunch of things. One is not catabolizing your own muscle. So if you're going to a calorie-restricted diet, you want to make sure you're getting your branched chains in there. And making sure you're even taking them if you're not, because this will aid in muscle growth too as well. So the Titan Trifecta, Hercules Potion, ECA Stack Plus, and Titan Complete are some of the best therapies that we have that are natural to you. At that point, if you don't want the stimulants, I totally understand that. ECA Stack Plus could be out, but you can still get Hercules Potion and Titan Complete. And at that point, you get a ton of different benefits from both of these. Okay? What peptide do you recommend for building muscle? Thanks. Raul? So I would say, like I said earlier, MK677 or testosterone. These are probably going to be your best bet. MK is a capsule. It's going to stimulate your hunger hormone, though, so you got to make sure that you are ready for that. And if you're trying to lose weight, that might not be the one for you. That might be testosterone then. Raising IGF-1 levels, growth hormone levels, and then targeting belly fat. Excuse me. CDC 1295 with ipamorelin, really good one too as well. But I would name those 2 peptides probably your best ones out of all of them to help build muscle, right? And keep it lean at the same time. That's where testosterone probably excels past. But MK, to put on lean muscle, put on strength, put on mass, that's going to be your way to go. What up, Dan Wheeler? Big Dan Wheeler, tight and strong. Everybody going in here. I love it. Appreciate all the comments, all the questions. Keep shooting them at me. What else we got here? All right, since we're talking about Titan Trifecta, that's the therapy of the week. If you guys are looking for the Titan Trifecta with all 3 of those therapies, just call or text 727-389-3220, and there's a discount along with it. Just tell them John said there's a discount for Titan Trifecta, and you guys will be able to get on that therapy package at a lower price point. All right, so let's talk about one other thing. So if you can't hear, I was sick for like the last week and a half. And you guys have seen me every Tuesday for years now. And I'm usually hardly ever sick. And if I am sick, it might be for a couple days here or there with a sinus infection, and I'm done. But at this point, this one has been a tough one for me. I've been sick for probably about 7 to 8 days straight, and I'm never sick like this. And it was actually flu B that I got. There's flu A and flu B. And flu A is supposed to be worse, so I'm glad I didn't get that. But flu B is definitely... It's kicked my butt for a couple of days. I had, up to 106 temperature and 103 for a couple of days. So been tough, just breaking the temperatures and the fever and making sure that I'm okay. But at that point, what did I do? That was a good question I got earlier today on Mike's Live was, what did I take? What did I take to get over this that might be better from Titan Medical Center to help you get over a cold faster? And there's a couple of different ones you can take. So the Triimmune is probably our best, and the Triimmune has glutathione, which is a super antioxidant, vitamin C, we all know vitamin C, that's injectable along with glutathione, and zinc, which is an essential mineral, We know about zinc 2, fortifying the immune system. So I took that, and I took thymosin alpha 1, which comes from the thyme. And at that point, it is all about increasing T cell count. Now you're going to say, what are T cells? T cells are things in our body that help the immune system. They go out and they fight the bad cells in the body. So there's two types of T cells. There's killer cells and there's helper cells. Killer cells actually go out and find these bad cells and eradicate them. And then the helper cell comes along and turns it back into a good cell. So at that point, if you guys are looking to boost your immune system, those are really good ones. And Nectar of the Gods is the other one. Nectar of the Gods is very, very close to Hercules Potion, except it doesn't have ornithine, and it doesn't have L-citrulline, but it does have glutathione in it. So it replaces those two with the one glutathione, and it has everything else: glutamine, arginine, lysine, proline, taurine, NAC, L-carnitine, and glutathione. So if you guys are looking for immune system boosters, those are the way to go. And, you don't have to be sick to take these things. That was the other thing that me and Mike were talking about was, listen, when we have to go to these big expos like Olympia or Arnold or wherever it is, and even if we're just traveling, we're going through airports, or if you're a teacher or you're in the medical field yourself and you see a lot of patients, then you might be coming in contact with a lot of germs, a lot of bad stuff that's out there. And you want to give yourself the best possible chance in your body to, stay strong and not break down, and at that point defend from some of these different things. That's where you can be proactive and take some of these different therapies so you don't get sick as a preventative. And there's a ton of people that do it that are patients with us, and that's really the way to go. I mean, for me, I really stopped taking thymosin alpha 1 because they took it completely off the market when COVID hit. And at that point, I'm like, man, this is the best thing. And the reason they took it off the market was because there was doctors out there, and I think it was in California specifically, and they were touting it as the cure. Well, there's no cure for COVID, all right? There wasn't. So at that point, this was something that would help patients that may have it, but it was not a cure. So this doctor was basically touting it as a cure and got their license taken away, and then, the FDA went after everybody that was producing thymosin alpha 1. Things have died down tremendously, thank God, and we don't look at COVID like we used to. And at that point, they brought it back. So thymosin alpha 1 is another peptide therapy that I'd recommend, and it's one of the best ones for immune system boosting all the way through and through. Other than that, man, hot showers, steam, trying to get in your lungs, because I still got a little bit left that I got to get out. So at that point, Vicks vapor tablets that you stick in the shower and turn the steam on, or turn the hot water on and it turns into steam, and then the vapors come up. Awesome. Game changers all the way through. Obviously, Vicks yourself at night's good too as well. All right. Any other questions for me? Concerns? All right, guys. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to do a short Titan talk with you guys this week. If you guys have any questions, concerns, I'm going to go try to get some more rest and get this so I'm 100% better, so I can bring you guys a lot more better information too as well. If you guys have any questions, we got a question right here. Been on CDC IPA 1cc for 2 months. My muscle gains fast. My muscles seem to be sore. Okay. All right. So, Josh, and you've been taking this. It should pass. It should definitely pass. Now, the muscles are sore that you've been working out, I'm assuming. And if that is the case, have you looked at your hormone levels like testosterone or even IGF-1 levels? Usually, if those are low, then you might be still getting some soreness. But being on CDC and IPA, this should definitely be helping recovery. Are your muscles sore 2 days later or 1 day later, or how's that work? And you said yes on 70 milligrams. Understand that. Let me know, where you stand there. I mean, CDC and 1295 and IPA, those are really, really good. All right, so all the time. So if your muscles are still sore all the time, we definitely want to look at some of the different hormones, like testosterone or specifically IGF-1 levels. And IGF-1 levels are things that, basically that's your growth hormone levels. That's what growth hormone converts into. So when we talk about growth hormone goes from the pituitary down to the liver, and from the liver, GH, growth hormone, converts into IGF-1, 2, and 3. And IGF-1 is where you get all the benefits from growth hormone. So we want to look at that level and see where it's at. What's the usual turnaround time from a blood work to the doctor to consult from California? So your blood work should be really quick. Once you go in, we get those results from LabCorp in 3 to 4 business days. So it should be fast. After we get those blood results, the consult should be right afterwards, like maybe a day or two. I mean, not very far from there. The medical assistant should set you up, and they should be able to tell you, listen, we got an appointment next week or this week or whatever it is. Once you do your consult, California, you're talking about maybe 3 to 5 days shipping and all that good stuff to get your medications. So I'd say take about a week or two, tops to get your meds. Some things I would say, maybe a little bit longer depending on what the therapy is. But at that point, that should be it. It should not be anywhere past that. Josh said test levels are 1,300. So test levels are good then. 1,300 is a really good number. And free test was pretty good too, I would assume. At that point, then you might want to look into maybe doing the glutamine, the Hercules potion. That might work as far as getting rid of the soreness faster. And then what was IGF-1 levels, Josh? Just let me know if you got that or not. It's all good. Sheena, what's going on? John, how you doing? Lisa, how you doing? Any questions? Shoot them out. I got one on TikTok. What do you think of THR? I don't know what that means. Let me know what that is on TikTok. Tom, what is THR? Okay. All right. And then, people are asking me do you quit your regimen when you get sick? That was one other thing I want to cover with you guys. You shouldn't quit your regimens when you get sick. All right. I know it's you feel kind of crappy and you might not want to go to the gym. Totally understandable. You don't want to break down the immune system more. But that's not a reason to stop your HRT or any of your other things, because when you stop taking your HRT per se, then your body's going to kind of go up, down, what's going on here? We're used to this. We're being consistent with this. And taking testosterone doesn't mean you have to go to the gym. Testosterone levels, healthy testosterone levels, are good for the body all the way around, just to be healthy, just to improve quality of life like that. Now, of course, if you go to the gym, you work out a lot, you're probably getting a little bit more muscle if your testosterone levels are a little bit higher. So, that is a benefit, yes, but it's not the end-all, be-all of taking testosterone. Remember, we have testosterone receptors in our brain. It's good for sugar levels, cardiovascular health, and a number of other different things in the body. So don't just quit your testosterone if you're sick just because you're like, oh, I'm not going to the gym. You definitely want to make sure everything is regulated in the body, and you want to be the most consistent you possibly can with your therapies across the board. All right, guys. I think that's it, unless you guys got any more questions. I know this is kind of a short one for you guys. I appreciate it. I've got somebody behind here working the lives for me that is new. So at that point, he did a pretty good job, I think. I'm going to end it there. If you guys have any, okay, here's another question. I'll keep answering questions if you guys keep them coming. What do you recommend for joint therapy? Jay Valdea. So what I would recommend is BPC 157 and TB 500. If I had to pick between the two, I would definitely do BPC 157 over TB 500, but they both work great and they both work together. So if you're looking for the best optimal result, then both of them. If you had to pick between one of the two, I'd probably say BPC 157 is going to work better for you. And, for me, I just got another MRI done on my shoulder. Before I had a slap tear in my shoulder. And then now I've got a new MRI, almost 2 years later. And they're telling me that I need a full shoulder replacement on my right side. And I think I'm too young for that right now. I'm at 43, so I'm just trying to work through the pain. I've got arthritis all through my shoulders. It's crazy. Tears here or there in some spots. So at that point, I'm just going to work through it and see what I can do here. I'm obviously in pain sometimes, but BPC 157 and TB 500 have been a game changer for me. They literally get me through every single day. As far as inflammation-wise, right away. If I inject BPC 157, then usually 15 minutes later, my shoulder's feeling a lot better. It's being able to rotate. Even so, mobility. I can't raise my arm past here or back past here. So mobility hasn't changed too much there. But as far as, being able to get more motion, even benching still, so I still bench press and do all that stuff. At that point, BBC has been a game changer for me. Knowles Darnell, do you guys prescribe oxandrolone? So oxandrolone is prescribed, but there has to be a medical necessity for it. You can't just say, hey, listen, I want to gain some muscle. I want to lose some weight. I'm taking oxandrolone. There has to be some sort of medical documentation of why we would prescribe it for you. We're not like some of these other places where it's just like, yeah, whatever you want, just pick it and you choose it, you pay for it, you got it. It's not going to happen like that. John Kalar, what type of therapy do you recommend if you have a large prostate? Whew. I mean, Cialis works. So at that point, tadalafil would probably be a good one as far as that goes. BPH and all that stuff. As far as that goes, I mean, that'd probably be the best one. Other than that, prostate-wise, I mean, that's probably the only one that I would recommend that would probably work, John, is tadalafil and BPH. There's a couple other medications on the market that you can take that will do that, but we don't really get into those. So at that point, that's going to be something like Flomax and stuff like that. That's going to be something your urologist or your general practitioner is probably going to prescribe for you. Jim Elliott, hey John, I have a labrum tear in my left shoulder. Thinking about getting BPC 157 TB500 for it. So definitely, Jim, for sure. Like that's what I take, and it's definitely helping for sure. And I take it for years. You can take it, and probably 6 to 8 weeks. You hopefully should get a lot better. Now, how bad are the tears? I'm not going to say it's going to magically, heal all the tears, but because I don't know. I don't know the history, and I don't know how bad it is. But it should help tremendously as far as pain-wise, inflammation-wise, and all that good stuff. And being able to hopefully help repair too, that might help. Where's the best place to inject in the shoulder? So anywhere subcutaneous, right? You can do it anywhere. So for me, the pain here is more on the inside of the deltoid. So right here. So I usually take the needle and I go subcutaneous right above the affected, injured area. Okay? Don't jab it into the area. Do it subcutaneously right on top of the area and let it go on like that. And I think you should be good, okay? Please let me know how it's going, especially you. I'm dialed in. I want to make sure we get your results and we're doing the right thing by you. John Robbins, low vitamin B and D on last blood work. Have any suggestions with Titan? Absolutely. So, Titan Complete, that would be your best bet. That's going to raise your B levels guaranteed across the board. And then vitamin D. So we have an injectable for vitamin D you take once a week, 50,000 IUs. There are a couple over-the-counter brands that I would recommend just because I've took these brands for myself because I am vitamin D deficient, and most people are, and they don't even know it. And especially people here in Florida, we think that, we have the sun, we get 15 minutes a day, we're going to be fine. I go out in the sun way more than that. And I know a lot of people that do too, and they always have deficient vitamin D levels. I don't know if it's just our body not being able to convert it properly or whatever's going on, but I do see it all the time. And what I'll do is I'll bring in a bottle for next Tuesday of the vitamin D that I take personally that is oral. But if you want to do an injectable, we have an injectable one time a week, and you're guaranteed to get those levels up and feeling a lot better with it. Vitamin B levels and vitamin D levels, obviously, I don't have to tell you guys, are essential. Even vitamin D, even more. Vitamin D is not really even a vitamin. You know vitamin D is a hormone, right? A hormone, and it has effects on renal, kidneys, testosterone levels, all these different things that could definitely help and benefit your quality of life and improve the way that you feel. So I'll bring in the bottle next Tuesday so you guys can see for the vitamin D, and I take 2 of those every day, and I'm right in the middle of where the range should be. I think I'm like 50 or 60 or something like that. I've took it a little bit more, and I've gotten really higher, but you don't want high vitamin D levels either. Vitamin D is one of those things that can be toxic to the body if you take too much. I seen in the UK that there was a guy that was taking excessive amounts and actually died from taking too much vitamin D. So you don't want to do that. So just look into, getting those levels optimal, but not too high too as well. And that's what blood testing will show you guys. Blood testing is key, man. We can diagnose things, we can look at things, we can see where things are at, and we can start adjusting things by blood levels. And then we can retest those blood levels and see if it's really working or if we're on the right path or trending the right way we need to do. So at that point, it's all about blood work too as well. Jim, thanks, man. Going to try to get the order in by the end of the week. Definitely, dude. Yeah, and there's a discount if you get both of them. And if you get one, they'll hook you up too as well, all right? Chi-Town Jim, what's going on? Bottom Notes, what's up? Dwayne, Best Money Travels, going on? I think that's it. Deb Star, how you doing? I appreciate all you guys joining me in. All right, guys, so I think that's it. I think that's all we're going to talk about today, unless you guys got any more questions. If you do, shoot them out. If not, I appreciate all you guys joining me for Titan Talk Tuesdays. I'm here with you every Tuesday. And I usually go at 6 p.m., but I went a little bit earlier today. Not too much earlier, but a little bit. So I'll be here for you guys. And this week, Titan Lifestyle Fridays, I'll be there on this one too as well. I can't wait to see you guys. If you have any questions that I don't get to cover them right now, save it for then, and I'll answer them then, or even next week for Titan Talk Tuesday next week with you guys. John, you're very welcome. And anybody that has any questions, please, guys, shoot them out. And if you guys want to become a patient, it's super simple and super easy to do. And we service the whole United States. All you have to do is call or text 727-389-3220. Don't forget about the Titan Trifecta Therapy of the Week and the discount. If you guys are interested in Hercules Potion, ECAs, Titan Complete, you get a hell of a discount by getting that package, and you get a ton of benefits with it. So that's it, guys. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys next week for Titan Talk Tuesday with me, John, CEO and founder of